It's so awkward. I don't
Yes, it
know how.
is.
You don't know. You don't ever know how to start
I
your
already
first
told
podcast,
you how to
I guess.
Yeah,
la.
dude,
Dude, I always
I
start.
re-recorded my
I always
first
start.
YouTube video like 6 times before I got it. So
Well, I almost feel like this is as good an intro as any to your awkward first thing on YouTube. But this is the Nerds from Work podcast, episode 1, issue 1. If you're following along, that's weird because we haven't done anything yet. So this is the beginning. We are 3 nerds.
Amazing
jobs. What's that?
I said anybody who's already following is amazingly psychic.
And creepy. In the van down by the river. You're getting real weird with the painted windows, bud. Go ahead and knock those out. This is our first episode. We're 3 guys. We all enjoy comics, movies, games, things of that nature. So we figured, why not put together a podcast so we can yell at each other and the rest of the world can hear us basically bash it out. My name is Jason Miller. And guys, if you want to introduce yourselves, and then we'll go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty introductions.
Sure. Jay Abaje.
yeah, and I'm Josh.
All right.
Hell.
So,
Are we doing one names? All right, fine. Just doing single names here. First names only.
no idea. He sounds so much cooler and more relaxed than us.
He does. Yeah, he's done this 6 times for his first video.
Yeah, that was just the first video.
So what we do is each episode, or every time we bring in somebody new, we're going to run them through the same gauntlet that we're about to go through. It's the same 3 questions we're going to ask everybody. And, I mean, do you guys want me to go first? Are you guys going to go first? It honestly doesn't matter.
Well, you're talking. Go first.
Sweet, thanks. So the 3 questions, the first one is going to be any books that you're currently reading, maybe your favorite book at the time. Your second would be your favorite comic book style movie and why. And your third would be, I don't know if like a car just backfired or if there was a gunfire outside. Welcome to the South. And the third question would be your favorite comic book character and why. So first off, the book I'm currently reading, you guys are gonna probably judge me for this, but I honestly don't care. I've actually been reading the new Power Rangers series.
What?
No, yeah, not joking, not even joking with you guys. Yeah, laugh it up. Actually, it's
I'm sorry.
interesting. Let me pull it up right now, and I'll give you guys kind of who it's written by and everything like that. I'm reading a few different series, but the one that kind of sticks out to me right now is the Power Rangers one, surprisingly. The 3 right now on my Comixology app, which they don't sponsor the show, but maybe one day. So I'm actually reading Power Rangers, Nightwing, and the new Titans, Rebirth. Nightwing and Titans are both the Rebirth. Power Rangers run is actually done by Boom Studios. And it's interesting because it came out before the movie launch. But it's for people of our generation that kind of watched it when they were growing up. And then now it's more of an adult story theme, if that makes sense. And there's actually a story arc. It's not just people screaming and key-eyeing and bad zippers on the back of their suits. It's actually got a pretty in-depth story and their arcs and stuff like that, and a lot of character development. So surprisingly, that is my favorite book that I'm reading right now. Then after that, my favorite movie, I would have to say, even though it's not a comic book movie, but it was inspired by graphic novels, John Wick.
Yep, graphic novels. That counts.
What's that?
I said graphic novels. That counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's listening, both John Wick movies, if you weren't in the know, they were both inspired by graphic novels. So the director kind of wanted to give those movies a graphic novel feel. So that's kind of why the movie comes across that way. And it's not really that it's the greatest story of all time, but there are a lot of little things in the background that if you pay attention to those movies, it's like a story developing inside of this whole world. So I'm pretty excited about Chapter 3 coming out. And my favorite character and why would have to be Nightwing. Nightwing is my favorite, strictly because I've been reading those comics since I was a little kid. David Story was doing a run of Nightwing in the 90s. My mom actually closed the loan on his house. She was like, "Oh, my son's into comics," and he autographed the first 3 issues of Nightwing that he was in the story arc for, and ever since then, Dick Grayson has been my favorite character, even though it's real weird when you say his name, especially online. So, who's next?
I'll go next. Yeah. So, book I'm currently reading. I told Jason earlier that's pretty hard for me to nail down, mainly because I found myself just trying to go back and catch up to a lot of different things. And one of the first things I started trying to catch up to was the Green Lantern. I pretty much dove in after Blackest Day, Brightest Day, Blackest Night, and started reading up. And I've been amazed by how much they expanded the entire Green Lantern mythos. Like, it was insane. I always thought Green Lantern was this great, great book, but I had no idea how good it could be. And the totally, totally unexpected directions they took things, the different cores that they brought up, the different situations that came up. The mythology is so rich now, it's so deep. I am just blown away by that. So I'm still diving into that. I haven't finished it yet. But as far as the more narrow focused book I'm reading as well, is I decided to get into Invincible Iron Man because I was kind of curious about this new kid, Riri. I thought, okay, so you brought a female Iron Man, and it's an Iron Man, but it's an Iron Man book. And the name, I think they said it's going to be called Iron Heart. I just started maybe 3 episodes in. And I got to tell you, it's engaging. It's really engaging. I'm hoping it doesn't turn into something that is strictly about some sort of, feminist agenda.
Yeah.
Itself should have a really, really good story. And so far, I like what I'm seeing. As far as my favorite comic book movie, that's pretty simple. Iron Man. And the reason I say that is because until that movie came out, I didn't think it was going to be possible to do what they were talking about doing. If you think back to 2005, 6, 7, all the hype, all the talk, is Marvel going to be able to do this? Before that, we had the X-Men, the Spider-Man movies. They were okay, for me. I liked them. But there was a certain amount of humor that I never really... Because my first real deep dive into comic books was in the 80s. Okay, I'm talking like the the Justice League of America books in the 80s, and those books were hilarious. Okay, like there was probably not a single one that I didn't bust a gut laughing. Between Blue Beetle of the 80s and all of that whole crew, it was hilarious. So I've always felt
be hilarious.
Comic. What?
I said I don't think those were meant to be hilarious. I think
I was in tears laughing half the time. But either way, I just figured like I want to see a movie that's funny, and it has to have a lot of humor. Like I appreciate the seriousness of some of the movies that came out, but I always wanted there to be make me laugh, and Robert Downey Jr. RDJ is insanely good. Like talk about being born to play roles. I can't even imagine anybody else playing that role right now. But besides that, I love the when I see the movie, there's a certain texture to the Iron Man suit. Every single time I see him build it, when it first comes out, when he first flies in it, when it first starts to work. You're looking at that thing and thinking, this could work. This could actually be real, and it made me suspend my disbelief. And any movie that can do that successfully, I'm down with. Favorite comic book character? I'll give you one guess.
Static Shock.
You don't, seriously. No, no. My favorite comic book character right now, and admittedly this might change, but when I think about it, I still think I would have said Batman, except I like tech stuff, and I really like the fact that Tony Stark is a tech genius. So I would go with Tony Stark as my favorite character. I like the fact he's a futurist. I like the fact that he is vulnerable. He's the kind of guy who admits his flaws when you finally make him admit his flaws. But he is that sort of guy. I feel like I really resonate. He resonates with me in many ways. So
I find it interesting that you said Tony Stark and you didn't say Iron Man.
because Tony Stark is
You
the
didn't
character.
say, yeah. That was interesting to me that you took that you said Tony Stark and you didn't say, oh, my favorite is Iron Man. Like that was
That tells you all you need to know right there.
yeah. All right, Josh.
Cool. So I'm not gonna lie, I took the book the even nerdier way because I'm really bad. I don't read a lot of American comics. I know all the stories. I've seen all the cartoons. I've seen all the movies. So I saw books, and I went Lord of the Rings. I went Harry Potter. I'm not reading any books right now. But those are I know. I'm gonna get into it just for this. I'm gonna get into it.
You're gonna get like the magic wand finger.
Yeah. Yeah, I talk with my hands, so it's just going to be a lot of this the whole time. Yeah, so, but no, so I'm not reading comics, but I do read a lot of Japanese comics. I read a lot of manga. Like, I'm reading Boruto, I'm reading Fairy Tail, I'm reading Seven Deadly Sins, I'm reading a crap ton of manga. So maybe if I get some more manga lovers on here with me, we'll talk some manga.
Now,
Not that guy. I'm
Seven Deadly Sins, isn't that on Netflix now?
Yeah, they do have a Netflix that actually follows pretty close. It was pretty good. That's actually, I watched the Netflix series and then started from the beginning and read the manga to keep going because the anime always is like way behind the manga. So
You talking about the Seven Deadly Sins?
yeah.
I was thinking of watching it, but I can't seem to get my kids out the way. I don't want to watch it.
But yeah, I mean that's how I got started, right? Like I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, like on Toonami, and so then I was like, oh wait, there's actually like books behind these are based on. So like I started reading Bleach and then Naruto and then it just like spiraled from there, and now I've got like 10 different mangas I'm reading all at the same time, including the new Dragon Ball Super I'm watching. And so that's I go off the manga anime tangent like really fast. So but so that's where I'm coming from on the books. Favorite comic book movie is like not a fair question, right? Because I love all comic book movies. Like
You have one.
Pick one.
you guys suck. All right, so
One.
right this second only because.
I'm gonna force you to pick one. Pick one.
All right, so I'm gonna have to go Doctor Strange, right? I think for right this second, I'm gonna go Doctor Strange just because like I'm a huge nerd and anything that has magic in it is like I'm on board, and so it's basically Iron Man except with magic, and so I'm game, and I'm gonna go Doctor Strange for now. If you guys are gonna make me pick one movie out of the entire MCU, DCEU, DC movies, Fox, Universal, daggum it, fine, I'll pick Doctor Strange for right now. But I'm going to see Spider-Man when it comes out. I just saw Wonder Woman, it was crazy good. So there, I picked one without picking one, so suck it.
So, I'm sorry. Favorite comic book character?
Yeah, so favorite comic book character. So it's funny. So my favorite comic book character growing up was always Green Lantern. I'm not really sure why. I always just thought it was cool that you have a power ring that you can do whatever you want. But recently, The Flash, and part of it's the TV show, which I'm not caught up on, I will definitely get caught up on so we can talk about it. But Barry Allen is The Flash. Like he's like a little kid in a big, like in a grown up body. He's just joking around. And literally, if you think about it, any villain, he can phase through walls, right? And then he can just literally walk up behind somebody, snap the neck, game over, right? That's it. But he doesn't do any of that. He's too good for that, whatever. But it's I don't know. So the Flash right now is my favorite character, and that's where I'm at.
Number one, the Flash is secretly the most powerful superhero of all.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like he can go through walls. He can displace his hand right into your chest and then stop and done.
You're going low tech. I'm talking about the fact he can respond and react before you can acknowledge that. And the dude is faster than light. He can do things before you see him. So, hello.
They use him to reset the universe every time. Flashpoint Paradox is a crazy good animated movie. If you guys haven't seen it, go to Netflix. I love that movie.
Seen it?
Yep.
Okay.
That is a scary.
I'm gonna solve this the way we solve anything ever, and this will be on forever. You can say, "Oh, best superhero, whatever." Green Lantern, Batman. Drop the mic. Walk away. I'm done.
Have you guys seen Justice League War?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Batman straight up takes Hal Jordan's ring off of his finger right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That was insane.
Give a ring based off of willpower to a guy that never quits.
Dude, the Flash was a Blue Lantern for a little while. Dude, the Flash was Blue Lantern. You have the Flash running off hope. Done, dude. He can do whatever he wants.
Man, just saying. Green Lantern, Batman. Mike is down. Mike is down.
We need to come up with something more powerful than that to counter that.
Dude, Blue Lantern Flash. He has a power ring that runs off hope. He's one of the most optimistic characters in the DC universe.
Alright, so this isn't actually on our list of things, of topics to cover, but I feel like I have to ask. MCU or DCU? As far as...
no.
No. The answer is yes.
You have to.
No, I don't.
You have to.
Have you guys seen Wonder Woman?
We have to.
Have you guys seen Wonder Woman yet?
I have not.
I have.
All right.
I have not.
So before you, then Jason, you can't answer. You are not eligible to answer this question until you see Wonder Woman.
But I can answer, and I think that it would surprise you.
You can say something, but it would not technically be an answer because you have not seen the movie.
If you're not caught up on the universe.
Well, I've heard that the movie is very good.
You would be correct.
I've actually heard it's the best DC movie out thus far.
You would still be correct.
How long has it been out? 3 weeks?
If that, yeah.
It just blew past Man of Steel entire domestic run. So.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, it's the highest grossing movie for a female director. It just crossed the $300 million mark domestic. In its third week, it's still the number 3 movie in the box office. Its third week out. So. There you go.
For me, and I'll say my answer, and then you guys can go on your tangents of Iron Man and Stranges.
You haven't answered the question yet. What was the question?
Honestly, I think I am a fan of the DC film universe strictly because it's in its infancy. A lot of people give it a lot of slack, but I enjoy the Man of Steel movie. I liked it.
Man of Steel wasn't bad.
The director, I liked the story. I like the take on Superman, that he wasn't perfect. He wasn't the Boy Scout in that movie that he's supposed to be. I liked that Superman. Batman vs. Superman. A lot of people gave that movie shit. Forewarning. We say words on this show like shit, and they will come out. I'm an 8-year veteran. I'm sorry, Josh. I call him Tank because we're veterans. And Naru is just a dirty mouth person. So we will say things. They'll slip. We're not meaning to say them, but there you go. A lot of people give that a lot of grief. There you go. G-rated. They'll give that grief, but I honestly liked Batman vs. Superman. I thought it was a great movie. I took my fiance to it, and she cried. I mean, obviously Superman dies. It's been out forever. Spoiler alert. No longer applies. She cried. So it was a good movie. She enjoyed it. She knows nothing about superheroes. She's like, "What are you doing?" Doing the Nerds from Work podcast. Oh gosh. Going to bed. Going to read my book. Not a comic book, but So I honestly put my vote in for the DC universe. I don't watch any trailers for DC movies strictly because I want to be surprised by the story and the character development and everything, and even the cinematics I think are better. But yeah, I'm a DC fanboy as far as movies go.
If we're going to talk Marvel versus MCU versus DCEU, my answer is simple. Neither. I love both. I enjoy both. I have no idea.
No.
No, for real.
No.
Shoot, I have no idea why people like to come up and go up against each other about that. No, for real. Just straight up. I love both of them. I really enjoy both of them. Having said that, I have a few more criticisms of the DCEU, and that is simply because I feel like, in essence, they're taking too long to get to certain areas about certain characters are taking too long to get there. For example, for me, Superman is a symbol of hope. He's always been a symbol of hope. He's the big blue Boy Scout. Blue is doubtful now. I don't know what color he wears, but anyway, he is right now at a place where, I mean, think about it, man. You saw a Superman who barely smiles. Like, really. The only time he smiles is when Lois Lane shows up, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. Okay, you have a lot on your mind. You have a lot. You're trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to figure out your position, your place in the world. With all this great power comes great responsibility. Hat tip to Spider-Man, but at the same time, live a little. I mean, you took off and you flew through the skies. You can lift a mountain if you wanted to. You can do so many fun things. At least give us a realistic, this is awesome moment. You know, there wasn't any of that. And then when he finally did go up against, I get what, Zack Snyder was trying to do with the whole, hey, dude, real life, this guy's going to kill people. He's going to have to make those kind of hard decisions. I get it. But I feel like the execution was bad in two places in that movie, and it really bothered me. First of those was how he let his dad die. That was really poorly done. Could be done better. Could be shot better in a way that makes you believe it, And then the whole thing where, okay, Zod is about to kill two people, and he's looking at those two people, and then he snaps his neck. Okay, I get it. Zod's not going to stop, but you could have just flown off with Zod's head in your hand. His body would follow. I mean, there's so many things you could have done. So I feel like I get what you're trying to say, that he realizes the only way to stop this guy is to kill this guy. But I feel like the execution of it was not as well done as it could have been. Having said that, I enjoyed the movie. I really did.
So I'm guessing Marvel?
I'm not choosing.
Okay, Tank.
So you're gonna be disappointed. I'm not choosing. I refuse to choose because that's like picking a favorite kid. Like that's not. I'm not gonna do it. Right. So I will say. I see. Look, let me put it this way. So DCU is on its way up. Right. The DCEU, Man of Steel, was good. I didn't. I actually like Man of Steel. Batman v Superman, the first 2/3 of that movie was really good, and then the third act they took a giant steaming dump for me. But then we just had Wonder Woman. So we had Suicide Squad again. First 2/3 were cool. Didn't like the third act. Wonder Woman. What's up? What's that?
I don't count Suicide Squad.
Suicide. No. You don't get to cherry pick. No. You don't get to cherry pick. No. You're either for all of them or you're for none of them. You don't get to cherry pick. So Suicide Squad, which is an Academy Award-winning film, by the way. So DC. So that's that, right? But I'm not gonna get in. If I could go Batman v Superman for a whole hour just by itself. So
what is Suicide Squad?
Got other topics.
I know. So I'm not gonna choose. But DCEU's got problems. The Marvel films have problems, right? The villains in Marvel films are a little lacking. You get Loki's, but the only good one you got. Maybe Thanos, if we can ever get to him, we'll see. So I like them both. I refuse to choose. I even like some of the Fox stuff. Deadpool was crazy cool. I even like the first X-Men movie was crazy good. I even enjoyed freaking Ed Norton's The Hulk movie from Universal. So there. I'm not choosing any of them. There. I watch every comic book movies. I already have my tickets to Spider-Man. I saw Wonder Woman opening weekend. So there you go.
So we'll wipe our hands from introductions, and now hopefully people listening or watching If you want to see our ugly faces, watch us on YouTube. But now we're done with the introductions. Now we can move into the meat and potatoes, which is going to be kind of our podcast from here on forward, going over any kind of news for movies, TV, games if we choose, and then just kind of like a Q&A, which it's a pilot episode, so don't really have any questions. So as far as movies go, all right, guys, we're late to the party, and I hate to say it, but the Black Panther trailer.
Oh yeah.
Let me start off by saying, damn. Like I just rewatched it again before we started, and I am so excited about this movie. Like it hits all the wickets for me as far as trailer. Like, and I don't like trailers, but I just had to watch that one. I had heard so many good things about it, and I loved the Black Panther character in Civil War. I'm stoked, man. What about you guys?
Black Panther himself, go for it.
I got a kid who's losing his mind somewhere for some reason. I don't know what the issue is. I hope you can hear that. Can you hear that?
No, well, you're good.
All right, cool. Seriously though, the Black Panther movie for me was the trailer for me was like, wow. I mean, it was everything I expected and then some. Okay, but even beyond that, I mean, it goes back for me to the introduction of Black Panther in the
Civil War
movie. I thought, wow, like this guy, perfectly cast. I love the fact that they would try. The only grievance I have is probably with the casting of his dad, but that's a whole different story.
He's in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that dude's dead.
I just feel like, you know, T'Challa's dad is Chaka in the comic books was like, hey, if the kid messes up, he could tell him, shit, move to the side, I'm gonna take over. Okay, his dad in the movie does not look like he could put the suit on and do anything. So I thought,
well, but on that, in Civil War, they did say that mantle is taken up. So my understanding was that T'Challa, right? That's the Black Panther's name is T'Challa.
The current T'Challa, yeah.
Yeah. My understanding was he took that mantle from his father. Now, you know, years ago, I was a veteran. I am a veteran still, I guess. But I was in way better shape then than I am now. And if I was some kind of superhero defending a whole nation, I'd be in great shape. And then you're gonna tell me that my kid's gonna take it on? Hey, hand me those donuts, homie. Like, I'm just saying. I think his dad was awesome.
Yeah, by Civil War, T'Chaka was done. He had already passed on the Black Panther mantle. T'Challa had it. T'Chaka was still the king, right? But as far as being Black Panther, T'Challa had already had it. So
because they weren't. You didn't become the king and the Black Panther at the same time. The Black Panther was the defender,
right?
And then the king is like the ruler, and T'Challa just happens to be both now. And that was my understanding.
Yeah, that's how I took it.
Okay. I'll say this: when I saw the trailer, there's two things I was looking for. Like being Nigerian, being African, there's certain like a feel, you know, not just culture things, just every little thing, like lit spaces are not exactly the most African thing, and I know that's a generalization, but when I saw the meeting room scene, for example, where they show a clip where they're all in that room, I'm looking at the crevices, the corners, I'm looking at the outfit, I'm thinking, this looks authentic, this looks like what a lot of African areas would actually aspire to be. Like I've been to some of the actual royalties, actual kings, palaces, and so on. And there's a look to them. They look good, but also sometimes have a look about them, like age, like they've been there for a bit. And of course, the sorts of places were not designed to have so many lighting points and all that. So there's a certain kind of natural, like there's more natural lighting in some of these places that I liked when I saw the trailer. And then when it came to the look, his costume, fighting style, everything, I'm like, it's hard to really gauge from looking at that. Although, am I the only one that noticed it looked like the costume was a little different? Like it's less shiny now.
It is different. It is different. So in Civil War, it was more of a matte color, and in this trailer, which this isn't like the final product, and this isn't the final cut, but it is a shinier suit. Like it's almost like it shines. I'm not a fan of the suit in the trailer, but I thought that in Civil War, that was sick. Like I felt like he was.
The suit now lends itself more to stealth when it comes to moving in the darkness and all of that. So I guess I see where they could be looking at with that in terms of let's make this authentic. If you're a guy crawling around the bushes, you only want some gleaming, shiny, reflective stuff on your.
But we also only saw the suit in like the traffic scene and a few other scenes where it was like really high lighting.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to judge the suit one way or the other until
the movie comes
see
out.
The movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but from how it stands now, I think that the Civil War suit is better. Tank, what are your thoughts on Black Panther?
So I'm crazy excited for Black Panther. So I don't know if you guys saw Creed, but Creed was
yeah. Oh God,
dude.
If
so
you have not seen Creed, go on Amazon Prime, watch Creed right now, then come back to this podcast so you know what we're talking about.
Yep. So same director, Ryan Coogler. Oh God,
Yeah.
I think it's Ryan Coogler.
That was awesome.
Ryan Johnson's doing Star Wars. So Ryan Coogler, he brought Michael B. Jordan back with him to be a villain this time in the Black Panther, and of course we're getting so those two coming back. But it's crazy that Ryan Coogler's like first major film was Creed. He freaking smashes it, and then Marvel soups him up to do Black Panther, and crazy excited. The trailer itself looked crazy cool. I'm really excited to see more of Andy Serkis's character. We got a little glimpse of got a little glimpse of him playing Claw in Age of Ultron, and so we just see him and Martin Freeman's character sitting there talking at the beginning, talking about he's the only one to ever make it out. It's so like I'm really excited to see what his character does.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but Fargo on FX. Did you guys watch that series?
No.
No, my wife did, but no.
The little Hobbit dude.
Martin Freeman.
Yes. An amazing actor. Like, just hands down, just awesome.
Yeah.
He plays, like, some weird characters, but he does them so well. And then the soundtrack to the trailer, like, I thought that was amazing. The city. Wakanda.
Oh, dude, Wakanda looks sick.
When they showed Wakanda, I was like, that is a mix between New York City and Thor's
Asgard?
Asgard. Yes, thank you. Between Asgard and New York City. Like, it was so crazy. Like, it was like a futuristic Asgard, but it's supposed to be on Earth.
Wakanda was not in any way a mix between New York City and.
Shut the front door, you mother. What?
Wakanda, baby. It doesn't derive nothing from nothing. Come on, man.
Go watch it again. That was
New York City. Like, seriously.
Yes. Watch it again. Alright. So we're all in agreement that we will all go see Black Panther when it releases.
Yep.
Tank, do you have those release dates?
Nope. I can in just a second.
If you're listening to this and you don't know the release date, then you're probably in the same boat we are. Oh well.
February 16th, 2018. February 2018.
Look at that. We have enough time to cover it again.
Yes.
So,
here's the thing, though. This is the thing about this podcast I'm not so sure I want to do. The trailers are going to come out. At some point, I'm going to tell myself I don't want to see another trailer until the movie comes out.
right? Like,
how you going to do a podcast and discuss the latest trailer that came out?
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to see.
We don't watch all the trailers. We give our opinions.
We heard it's great. It must be
So
good. Go see it.
perfect. Here's our perfect little segue. Watch all the trailers? Not always. Segue into Spider-Man: Homecoming. Who's watched all of those trailers? Because I know I haven't.
Nope.
I've seen most of them. I think it was the last one or two. I thought, okay, that's enough. I'm already in. Let's not spoil this further. So yeah.
I am not even a Spider-Man fan. I saw the first one and I was like, "Yep, I'm in. I'm in." Like between the character in Civil War,
Yep.
that build up there, and just watching that one trailer for Spider-Man: Homecoming, I'm in.
I'm good. That's all it takes.
And from Civil War, like the second they said they're gonna do a movie, I thought I was in. I'm in. Cool. That's it. Tom Holland for me is Spider-Man. Like he is literally Peter Parker. He is. To be fair, I felt Andrew Garfield kind of nailed elements of Spider-Man as Spider-Man was meant to be. But dang, if Tom Holland doesn't.
So here's my theory on this. Right, is Tobey Maguire made a really good Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield made a really good Spider-Man. So, but Tom Holland's the first one for me who's been able to put it all together. We actually have a kid. He's not a freaking college age kid being played by a 30-year-old adult, and it's gonna be taking place in high school. I can't wait. I already have my tickets.
I'm not a fan of high school Spider-Man.
That's the thing though, right? His name is Spider-Man, but he's a 16-year-old kid. I'm not a
fan of.
That's a part of the gimmick. Like, haven't you seen times in the comic books? How many times in the comic books do you see a situation where, like the first time Wolverine in one of the story arcs where Wolverine meets him, and they're actually out there, and Wolverine's like looks at him, sniffs him, and goes, "How old are you?" Because in his mind, this is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So everybody's like, "This is Spider-Man. Spider-Man."
He's a 16-year-old kid.
I'm like, how old is this guy?
This is the whole, like, since they did Ultimate Spider-Man. Like, I don't know if you guys read those comics, like, back in, like, 2000, 2001. They did, like, a whole Ultimate.
I read a bit of those. I think I read more of the Ultimate Iron Man, the Ultimates, and all that stuff.
The Ultimates, Ultimate Iron Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, the Ultimate Avengers, Ultimate Fantastic Four. They did like a whole Ultimates thing to try and get the newer generation, and that's when they found out, like, hey, this younger Spider-Man has a crowd. Now, not a fan of that one, but Miles Morales is a sick Spider Boy, if you will.
Yep.
But to me, my favorite Spider-Man was when him and Doc Ock switched bodies, and he was the superior Spider-Man because he was just so much smarter.
Like, I'm reading that now. That's one of the books I'm reading right now. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, Superior Spider-Man is great. And if you haven't read those, yeah, Doc Ock switches bodies with Peter Parker, and he becomes a better Spider-Man because he's still got all the guilt from, Spider-Man's past, so he's still that body, that everything, but he makes good decisions instead of being a villain, but he's just a smarter Spider-Man. I like that one because he was more intelligent, but I am a fan of the adult Spider-Man. That being said, I thought Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man.
His Spider-Man was really good.
I thought it was a great Spider-Man. I just felt he had a bad team around him.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just too cluttered, man. They tried to put too much in it too early, and it was just too much.
I didn't even watch that one.
Jason, we lost your video, bud. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll wipe our hands. Everybody's pretty excited
Comes
about
out
Spider-Man.
7/7. Get your tickets if you haven't already got them.
Boom.
Oh, if
That really dropped.
well,
Nice.
everyone knows that you were once in a boxing ring because your video went out and all we saw was you in your boxing outfit. So yeah.
Bingo. Nerds from work. We're everywhere, right? Not your typical comic book with beer belly and glasses, I guess. We do enjoy beer, I guess. And but we do have Wonder Woman on the docket, but my batteries are dying, so let's skip that because I haven't seen it. Look how coincidental that is. TV. Do we all watch CW shows in some form or fashion?
I do. I'm just not caught up.
And I used to watch Flash. I will not give Arrow the time of day. I'm just biased from the beginning.
I love Arrow. I will not touch the Flash.
That's funny.
So look at that. We've got Tank, Josh who watches both. Naru watches Flash, and I watch Arrow. So everybody's seen the trailers. Let's talk about the Black Lightning trailer.
Which, side note before we get started, does not take place in the Flaro universe. It's completely separate.
Yeah, true. Weird.
I think that's stupid.
Well, I mean, you already have Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Arsenal. You got too many in that universe already. This is completely separate.
It's a regular DC universe. Anyway, Naru, if you could head this one up, I know you've been reading a couple of the comics. Thoughts and impressions.
Well, the first thing I thought about it was I wanted to approach it and say, okay, all I knew really about Black Lightning for a long time was I'd see him pop up every now and then as a background character or as part of an ensemble, like in The Outsiders, him, Katana, Q-Force, and all that other crew. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, let's see what they're gonna. I never read an actual Black Lightning comic. I didn't even know they had those. But eventually, when I heard they were thinking of doing a movie, I thought, okay, what is this character all about? Who is he? What does he do? My first thought was, are they going to be able to tell a story, and are they just going to try to focus on giving a point of view that is to say some kind of political agenda, or is this going to be an actually good story? Because I'm all about having a point of view that does, because we're human beings, we're political beings. Everything about us has got some kind of bias. Having said that, I thought, if this is going to be all about, some way of representing what's happening today in society, then maybe not so much. I might not enjoy this much. And thought, okay, what am I taking away from this? I'm taking away that this guy, they seem to be taking the current route they're taking with Batman, the world-weary superhero. I've done this for a long time, but I'm back now, type of thing. And I thought, okay, that's an interesting thing. I really want to see if they're going to make it into one of those CW type of shows. That kind of becomes all about all the angst that you lied to me. I don't trust you anymore. I'm sorry. We make up and we forget it and do that again. I'm out. One of my major grievances with CW. If they do that, I get so out. Having said that, I was pretty excited. Plus, it looks as if I'm not mistaken, they're going to hint at the whole idea of the powers, it being a family of superheroes. Like the Incredibles type of thing.
I've got one thing to say, and Static Shock.
Thank you. Oh, you beat me to it. Dang it, I should have gone next.
Did anybody else get that vibe?
So Static Shock actually looked up to Black Lightning in the comics. Like he had like a poster of Black Lightning on his wall. So there you go. So there's your connection.
But in the comics,
do you think
Static Shock
could be introduced in this?
What's up?
Do you think Static Shock could be introduced in this?
No.
Oh, my theory after rewatching the trailer, I think his daughter, just like the Arrow universe.
No, really?
No,
recast Speedy.
Speedy was the original Red Arrow.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they made
So,
her. They
you know,
made
it
her
was-
Speedy.
It went to Red Arrow. Then
You think they may have gender swapped Static Shock?
not just a gender swap, but the CW has this thing where they just
Kind of changed the
Take-
story.
yeah, they'll change the story. Like the Ra's al Ghul story is now an Arrow story, not a
Right.
Batman story.
No, that's true. Yeah.
He is a female instead of the original Arsenal.
Right.
So what I think is gonna happen is, I saw the trailer. Immediately, I thought, you guys should have just taken this money and made a Static Shock live action show. That would be awesome.
I second the motion.
Yeah, but I doubt the CW is listening to this.
No.
But if you ever listen to it, we're the first ones to say you should have just done Static Shock. But what I think will happen is that his daughter will become Static Shock.
I can see
Or
that.
not? I don't think it'll be Static Shock. I think they'll just call her Static.
I can see that. That'd be cool. I'd be okay with that.
Now, my thing is, I don't like it because I feel like, and it could just be me being cynical, but I feel like they're just trying to ride the success of Luke Cage. Like, it feels like Luke Cage with electricity. Like, honestly.
Wait, hold up.
No, I mean, seriously, it
Oh,
does.
wait,
It's
hold
a
up,
bad
hold up.
neighborhood.
Hold up. Let me first.
Neighborhood run by criminals, and then now some dude who is coming through wants to make good. Okay, Luke Cage got a family, whatever. Like, Luke Cage did it better, did it first.
For you. What's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with that, but
You
don't
make
give me
Like something is.
Batman.
Um,
Don't give me Batman, and then on this flip page try to turn it into well, Batman did really well. Let's do
Arrow.
whatever. Don't even know.
Arrow.
Not just Arrow.
No. I'm saying it's what they did. Batman did.
Oh, they totally did it.
Let's do Arrow.
Arrow stole from Batman, but
Yeah.
Arrow is something I can watch every week. It's a TV show. Luke Cage, TV show. Now, if they had Luke Cage in a movie,
Man, it's more like a period piece, an event.
whatever, they're
Miniseries.
episodes. If
He's getting a season 2.
Luke Cage for a movie,
It's all it was. It's there. Boom. Luke Cage. It's
yeah,
there.
whatever.
You can watch the whole thing. You can sit down and watch the whole thing in one sitting.
10 hours. It's 10 hours.
You can do that. I almost did it. Fell asleep.
I'm just saying.
To go back to my point. My point is, there's nothing wrong with that. Come on. If you have
Give me
Luke
the same
Cage,
story
this
4
guy-
times.
What?
Don't give me the same story. Change it up a little bit.
Of course, you haven't even
That's
seen
not-
it. How can you say it's the same story?
The dude looks like a rip-off version of Luke Cage with electricity. Like, you can see the zipper on the back of his suit.
Off of Batman with tech. What are you talking about? Come on.
No, Arrow is smaller than Ben
Iron
Affleck.
Man.
Your wife, Ben Affleck. Come on.
Iron Man. I didn't say Arrow. I said Iron Man.
Iron Man is smart and like a tech genius. Batman is like, I will hit you with a club because I can't make the computer work.
Batman's
No,
a detective.
Batman put everything together in Batman. I'll give him that.
Most of his stuff. Never mind the fact that you see all that stuff in the what's it? All right, look, that's not my.
Batcave.
My point is this: if they're gonna do a movie and they're gonna do a TV series, there can be similarities. The point for me is what makes this character. Nothing wrong with two. Look, there's similarities between all three of us now. Like nerd stuff. There's similarities between you and me. We work in sales. And you guys like martial arts. So there's always going to be similarities. Let the show come out. Let's see what it's about. Let's see where they want to take the story, and make your judgment. But until then,
The show needs to come out. The show needs to come out because the more people that get into this nerd
change the show.
comic
Though.
book culture is becoming a bigger thing, and I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there are a lot more comic book movies coming out than there used to be because writers
Marvel's
are running out
doing
of
3 a year.
writers are running out of stories. So what do? You go to the stories that have had customers and fans for years, decades. So I think that Black Lightning needs to come out. But that being said, I think Black Lightning was the wrong choice. I feel like they should have done Static Shock. The CW is a fan base aimed at 20-year-olds. Their max age would maybe be 30. If you look at their TV show, they're not really aiming to like a 40s crowd. Black Lightning was an 80s comic book. Static Shock was a 2000s cartoon that led to a comic. I think they should have done Static Shock.
Actually, Black Lightning was a 1977 comic book that led to a 2000s cartoon, which led to a 1995 comic book, which led to a 2000s cartoon. So anyway, it's not going to.
You're building my case, man.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, okay, they chose this one. Not every choice, of what new project to do is going to be a slam dunk, but you can make it a slam dunk if you have a good story. Case in point, Arrow. That was not a good choice, but they decided to go there, and the story was good enough. It succeeded. But to be honest with you, from the beginning, the idea of taking pretty much Batman and Creed was just lame. It was lousy. It was a stupid choice. But they made the choice and they made it work. So my point is, now we have Black Lightning. Is it the right choice? I don't necessarily think so. Is it the right choice for CW? Heck no. But you just said something. Who knows? They might sneak in the Static Shock storyline because clearly there's something going on with his kids.
Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be the biggest thing, right? That's the big thing. They make you want to think that it's him, but I think really he's gonna almost end up playing second fiddle to his kids. I think after like the end of the first season, his kids come into it, and then he just is like the mentor, and his kids are the ones taking over. So, I mean, we'll see.
Could this lead to a second universe on the CW?
I don't know about it. No.
That is absolutely the plan. It's a stupid idea, but that's the plan.
No, I think this is gonna be completely standalone. I don't think this is gonna be they're not gonna like do Black Lightning and then start adding other characters and have 2 different CW universes running parallel with each other. I think you're gonna have the Flareverse with Supergirl, and you're gonna have that universe. You're gonna have Black Lightning and its own little bubble that doesn't like interact with anything else, and then we're gonna go from there. I don't think they're gonna start doing 2 like massive universes next to each other. That doesn't make any sense.
Josh, question: do you really think that Black Lightning is not gonna have allies?
I mean, but like, as far as like spin-off shows, like, whereas like Arrow and then Flash came out and then Supergirl and then all these shows start overlaying with each other. You're not gonna get Black Lightning and then get a Static Shock separate TV show and then start crossing over like that. I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's the point of what I said. My point is, do you think he's gonna have allies?
Well, sure. Within his show, he will.
Spin-offs get started. One person in that show, usually one of the allies, is so popular with fans, they really resonate with this character that you have 2 choices. Either the show becomes about them, like what happened with Steve Urkel in Family Matters, or they create a spin-off, and thereby you've got yourself a second universe.
I mean, maybe I'm not disagreeing that he's not going to be the only character in his TV show, but I don't think they're going to have spin-off shows based off they're not going to have a Black Lightning universe and a Flarrow universe running at the same time. That doesn't make any sense.
Look,
I think
if it succeeds, and they're either going to do it, if it succeeds, they're either going to do that or they're going to merge both.
I can see them merging.
Both. Because what is that? Legends of
Tomorrow.
Legends of
Tomorrow.
There it is. I haven't watched that one because I do not agree with the Firestorm at all.
Yeah.
But Legends of Tomorrow, I think that if Black Lightning does well, Legends of Tomorrow will do a jump because they're always back and forth. They'll do a jump into that universe, bringing those together.
I could if I could see them merging Black Lightning into the Flareverse before they give him his own tangent.
Yeah.
Okay, we agree on that.
Cool.
All right. Last topic, which we could hold off, but I really want to talk about it since we've already been bringing up Luke Cage and how terrible Black Lightning is going to be.
What? No one brought that up. Come on.
I brought it up. Luke Cage.
That's how stupid it was to Green Arrow show in the first place.
Luke Cage, part of the Defenders. Defenders releasing in August. Hopefully everybody has seen the initial trailer.
Oh, so good.
Past that, but thoughts?
Pumped. Stoked. So I've seen both seasons of Daredevil. I watched Jessica Jones. I saw Iron Fist. Luke Cage. I even sat through Iron Fist. I'm ready. I'm ready for them to come together, get this short little 8-episode miniseries, bring them all together, kick somebody's ass, and let's freaking do it. I can't wait.
You sat through Iron Fist. It seems like everybody is saying that. I powered through Iron Fist. Oh God, it was so terrible. Iron Fist was written after the Defenders, so it's like, okay, we have a great Daredevil story, we have a great Luke Cage, Jessica Jones is but the villain is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got the Defenders because everybody wants it. Oh crap, we forgot to do Iron Fist. Well, just get that guy. And I think the casting for Iron Fist was terrible. Honestly, I love the character Iron Fist. I love it because of martial art. I love it, but I just feel like the casting was terrible. They took a dude who was a great actor, tried to make him a fighter, doesn't work out, and that only compounds itself from what I saw in the Defenders trailer. Yeah. I love Luke Cage. That dude was awesome. Daredevil, you could not show me a better Daredevil right now.
Oh, no way.
Jessica Jones is great.
Yep.
But then that guy just jumps in.
Say that again. Say it again. What? Say it again. I want this to be said. Jessica Jones was what?
What?
You said Jessica Jones was what?
No, I said that the guy that played Iron Fist was terrible.
No, you said Jessica Jones was something.
A good villain?
Jessica Jones was.
Anyway.
Jessica Jones was. It's going on the internet, man. You can't take it back. Anyway. I have a whole YouTube channel proving that exact theory. Trust me.
Anyway.
Woo!
Spin-offs. There will be spin-offs on Jason said this at one time. People wearing tinfoil hats.
Man, I'm going to take notes of stuff you said that I know you're going to take back at some point down the road.
Hashtag Jason never said that.
Okay.
I am excited for the Defenders, but Iron Fist, honestly, I think it should have been done better, and I would be more excited. Right now, what's really pushing me is Daredevil, Luke Cage, seeing how Jessica Jones is brought in, and the one thing that I'm really, really, really looking forward to in the Defenders is the interaction between Luke Cage or Power Man and Iron Fist. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that connection.
And I'll be honest with you, for me, truth told, I still haven't finished Iron Fist. I stopped. I got to episode 7. I fell asleep twice. I continued watching it. I left it alone for a few weeks. I came back to it. I watched one more episode. I think I fell asleep again. And I finally said, you know what? Forget this, man. Literally, I don't know what to do. I just can't finish it. But it's terrible. I mean, it's just bad. But besides the fact that it is, I feel very strongly like they should have brought another character into another character should have been there in the Iron Fist show, and that character should have been Luke Cage. They should have had Luke Cage in there, playing off of it in that.
Yeah.
I really feel like it would have helped the show. It would have helped it a little bit better, because it was just.
Honestly, I think they should have picked a different actor.
Yeah.
Agree.
All of my.
Do you agree? The Defenders trailer, their dynamic,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Every ounce of me says that the villain from Never Back Down, that blonde dude.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
A bunch of other stuff. Oh, Cam Gigandet. Cam Gigandet would have been a perfect Iron Fist.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
Never Back
Dude,
Down.
like 0% body fat.
Yeah, that guy was sick.
So look at
Dude, Never Back Down is such a good movie.
he's a fighter, man. He's a fighter. He's a good actor, and I think he would have played Danny Rand perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think Danny Rand with a little boy, blonde hair afro.
Yeah, I see.
So you see that guy. He would have been a perfect Danny Rand.
Yep.
So
yeah. Okay.
we're stuck with who we got. We got we got the dude from Game of Thrones, but I can never take him serious. Honestly, I'm excited. I just want.
What are we talking about from Game of Thrones?
He played the Prince of Roses. What's his name? In the show, he was Baratheon.
Finn Jones.
What's that?
Finn Jones is the actor's name.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
He's a good-
Game of Thrones?
Huh?
Finn Jones was in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
He's a Prince of Roses.
Oh dang! I
I think right now. Oh no, that dude's dead. He's dead now.
Oh, so the other thing that we need to mention about Defenders before we wrap this up, the villain of Defenders is Sigourney Weaver. Can we just bring that up for a second? Yeah, dude. Ripley herself is gonna come in and wreck shop in freaking the Defenders. I'm kind of excited about that. Like that's a big freaking name.
Does she have a mech suit? That's all I want to know. Is she gonna wreck shop in some kind of mech suit?
So
that's what I want to know.
One question though, like when I first heard she was cast, I liked it, but a part of me is like, is this just stunt casting? Like,
what? See, they don't need to, right? They don't need to do like a big stunt cast. They have what, 5 seasons worth of different shows that everybody's coming back. They don't need to put this big. They don't need like a big name to bring a crowd in. But they still got Sigourney Weaver. I think she's gonna be freaking scary as hell, and I thought it was crazy cool because I didn't know she was gonna be in it. She just popped up in the trailer, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. That was insane. Yeah, I saw that and thought, okay, cool.
Yeah. And we're getting John Barenthal as the Punisher's coming back in the Defenders too. Freaking the best freaking Punisher ever.
Well, nah. Dude, the Punisher from 2001.
Thomas J.
Was that his name?
Yeah.
It's got John Travolta in it.
Jane.
That dude was awesome. That movie was great. I think that was one of the first superhero movies where I was like, this is cool. Like, I like this. This is easy. Like, he was a
that's
Punisher.
That says a lot, like a lot about your state of mind. I gotta say that. Just
that I like watching people get hit in the dome piece with a paper cutter.
You realize, I'll say this about that movie. That is the first and probably only movie I have ever seen where, in all honesty, I felt bad for the bad guy. Like when they finally finished with John Travolta's character and he's being dragged. Can I say spoiler alert for that? Please. Dragged by his heels at the end of his car through all his property getting blown up. I just thought, made you kill your wife, made you kill your best friend, your son, and oh my god, man, that was brutal.
Dude, they said it best when he was leaving the island, and that one dude was on the island, and he was like, "May God be with you, Frank Castle." And he just looked at him and said, "Nope, God's gonna sit this one out." I was like, "Yes, yes." Like, dude, I still get pill bumps. It was awesome.
For me, right, if you look at all the Punisher movies, the Punisher who had the best attitude for me was the current one. I forget his name.
John Barenthal.
John Barenthal. The Punisher who was the most brutal, like, oh my God, brutal Punisher. Was the last one Punisher?
Warzone.
Warzone.
Warzone. Sin City wannabe.
Well, pretty much. But altogether, they've been looking for a Punisher. John Barenthal has everything. He has looks like the Punisher, the way he's been drawing the books. He has the viciousness.
Now
he seems to have that same Angel of Death on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Keeping him alive.
I will chime in on this, and this will be our last take on the Punisher from the Defenders universe. And Josh, I want your take too, as a veteran. As a veteran, that was a super realistic play that they did on the Netflix, where he had PTSD, and in every other iteration of the Punisher, it's been like his family was the hit. Like,
right,
the mob came and they hit his family to get at him because he did something wrong, and he's the hit. And that was from the 2001 movie too, where he was the FBI agent, and then he was Special Operations Marine Corps, and this, that, and the other, and and then it happens, and then it's always the mob hit on his family. But what I loved about the Netflix Punisher was, he was a Marine, he was Special Operations, but he just so happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, family was in a shootout, and the dude lost it. And that's what I loved about that character, was it was so deep, but it was realistic, because a lot of veterans do go through that, and then it's like, when you take everything away, right? Like, if somebody were to take my fiance and my kids away from me, oh damn.
Game over.
Right now. We would be doing this podcast from prison. Thoughts, please, buddy.
Yeah, man, it was great. Like, I thought that was the best part of. I actually preferred his character over the Electric character a little bit. I thought his story was even deeper, and on the PTSD thing, it was dead on. Like, if something like that were to ever happen to like my family or my friends like that, it's game over, man. Like, there's no playing around. That's not like, we're not gonna tiptoe around it. We're gonna go get shit done, and we'll figure it out. We'll straighten it all out on the back end. So it was crazy cool. I thought it was like great done. I thought the acting was awesome, and so I can't wait to see him come back in Defenders.
Well, yours truly has never served anywhere in the military, but I will tell you this: I resonated with a lot of that. Like, ever since I had my daughter, there's a whole different dimension to my approach to movies and all that stuff now. There's an emotional edge that comes when I see family get hurt, and even though I don't have the skills, I guarantee you I feel that.
Yes.
You mess with mine, that is the one thing that will probably push me over the edge, and I will forget norms and structures and rules. So yeah, don't go there.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
No. So guys, I think that about wraps it up. We were going to touch on E3, but this podcast has run a little long. I don't know exactly how long.
That's it. That's all we did.
Yeah. We'll bring in E3. We'll bring E3 back in on the next episode.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover E3 next week, because we're not going to be doing our intros. Next week we have a few more trailers to watch, a few more shows to watch, and maybe someone else. Maybe we'll bring somebody else on to get a fourth opinion to say that Naru is wrong. Guys, from here, from my couch, my window of Pittsburgh, I will be here, same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody, exits.
Peace out, y'all. Guru J by J. Much love.
Yo, coming from my little cave. Thanks you guys for watching. Take it easy.
All right, everybody. Good night.